Thursday. Oh my goodness. If you were on the Keylingo live event today, let me know if you saw it live or caught the replay. That was so fun. They did a like an icebreaker at the beginning with some silly questions like what's the strangest thing on my desk, and apparently my tape measure was just like too much to handle. But hi, I'm Kristen Gutierrez. And I always introduce myself as a best-selling author, da 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 da. I'm going to pivot. This is actually the whole point of today's live, how to win more clients. Like, I don't care who you are, what you sell, what level you are in an organization, what department you sit in. Nobody's got a job tomorrow if we don't win more clients. Like, I was just talking to my good friend from the language services industry today, catching up, and we were talking about an exciting opportunity she has with a client. I was in my community today coaching business owners and contributors like we do every Thursday in a weekly Q&A. And I was sharing this concept of like how to win more clients with my friend in the community. And we also talked about it on the Keylingo live webinar. Do you know, no matter what you're selling, the way to win more clients is what? Depends on where you are and who you work. It's going to sound a little different. It's ultimately how you iterate, how you innovate, how you just step back and stop trying to shove a round peg in a square hole. Like if it's language services, it's like, what is the quote that you're sending the client for the bid on the files that they sent you? It could be very transactional like that. It could be programmatic, like I've got a multi-million-dollar program, and whether I'm using an RFP or not to decide if you're the right partner for me, like the vendor should be, the partner, the provider should be like going above and beyond to add all types of crazy value. And what we call it in the entrepreneur world is offer. And I want you to think about the word offer and how this could apply to you, because I shared this with my friend. Sorry, I'm like always drinking something bubbly. I shared this concept with my friend. I shared it in the community. And the second I shared it with the community, one of my CEOs in the group was like, oh my gosh, I just did this. I iterated and innovated like what my offer looks like. And guess what? We started winning. Can I get an amen? Like I can literally count the hundreds of deals I have lost or my team has lost over the course of my career because we make assumptions about them and their knowledge and what they need. Even if we've spent the time to ask all the questions and like really customize or curate or best fit our proposal to meet their needs. I do this. I still do this. Like we all mess up. If we can't admit that we mess up and like we don't win every bid, every deal, every offer that we make, like that's crazy. But you know what we say? The offer you don't make, no one can take. Write that down. Like I love that one of my old friends in the industry and direct reports called me the other day and was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're winning this big thing. And that's all because of X, Y, and Z. What she's telling me is that they iterated, they innovated, they thought outside the box. So it's like, hey, I've got these files and I need them in these languages. Give me a quote. Cool. If you do that enough times, you might win. But if you think about how you're delivering the quote, what added value, the other thing we say, in addition to the offer you don't make, no one can take, is instead of taking away, instead of deducting price, instead of giving a discount, instead of lowering your rates, Why not add something else of value on top? Like, wouldn't it be amazing if instead of discounting your rates half off or by 25% or 10% or 15, like whatever that is for the thing that you're selling, that if you threw something else that's ninja on top of it, and again, whether you're selling language services or you're an entrepreneur selling coaching or whatever you're selling, these strategies, I just want you to know that they work. Add something on instead of taking something off. Now, clients were begging me, as I've been stepping back into consulting language service companies, clients were begging me for hourly rates. So I met them where they were. After I first lost a few negotiations, because instead of even negotiating, it was like, well, no, that doesn't work for us. So, if enough people start telling you, like my client today in our community, enough buyers were saying to them, ugh, like this is the type of entity that we are. So she had multiple customers in one type of entity. This is the type of entity we are. And like we, the buyers, we're not saying this, but like we don't really understand the thing that you're selling and why you're selling it the way you're selling. Hello. And that's so common is what I mean. Like that's so common, like, but we fail to recognize that. So she recognized why they were confused and she came up with a solution to solve for it. It's like super ninja. So how to win more clients is to make more offers. Write that down. And then to have an offer for sure. When I sell a workshop, for example, like I have a system, it's like I have a special 4-cycle workshop that I sell. Clients love it. They love it because I landed a client one time having sold a workshop a different way and realized I needed to add more value and over deliver and all the things. And I took the lessons learned and I modified it for the next client. And then I just started selling it that way. But guess what? It doesn't always have to look that way. If you can rinse and repeat it, by all means, don't recreate the wheel. Keep selling what you're selling. But the day you come up to somebody is like, oh, I don't actually need that, or I don't really want that. Maybe they understand, maybe they don't. But think about the other things that you could do to make your offer more appealing. Can you differentiate? So that's something that's often common if you're going head to head with another consultant or with another coach or with another mentor. If I'm selling coaching, consulting, or mentoring, that's going to look one way. Then if I'm over here in a corporate environment, selling to businesses, like a service to a business, and if I'm competing, my differentiators are going to look different. But do you, the business, the entrepreneur, the CEO, the leader, the owner, do you sell a service or a product? And are you selling to businesses or to consumers? And within your company, can you offer something to the client that's a little bit different than anyone else is offering? Like one thing I love to do, and we talked about this today in the live, is share or start like a passion project. I've coached all my teams, like passion projects, like come up with a passion project. Now, Keylingo, the company that interviewed me today, that their live was incredible. You should watch it just for the fact of how it's produced. We got on a prep call and like, I don't love prep calls. And we get on the prep call and I was like, I am blown away because this event is so well orchestrated, from the branding to the pre-stuff to like how the CEO, who's the interviewer, what his role is versus what my role is versus the support people who were on the call, what their role is. Like that was mega impressive, right? Because like I have my own show. This is basically my show. And a lot of times I go live alone and sometimes I bring in a guest, and I've done things in the past a little bit different, right? And I'll continue to iterate and innovate. But because I'm me, I don't have the bandwidth to produce, edit, or even like, what would it cost to spend money on Fiverr to like get a little bit of the production done, pay for it once and reuse it many times. Like that's definitely not top of mind, but like in my mind. So this for me is a passion project. The Key Lingo thing was a passion project. Like, what is a passion project that you as a contributor or as a leader or as a function or as a company can have that adds value to the companies or entities that you serve? It's like this resonating, let me know in the chat. I'm streaming live right now to YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, but let me know in the chat if this is resonating. Because guess what? As a service provider, whatever you're selling, I'm selling services, I'm selling systems, I'm helping people shorten the time it takes to cold sell in the DMs, build their thought leadership. I'm helping coaches repackage their offers to make them sexier and more playful and irresistible, right? To stack their offers. But the same thing goes if you're a business selling to other businesses. How can you make your offer more sexy? Oh my gosh. And one way to do that is to have a passion project to be like, hey, I'd love to invite you to this thing. I'm giving all this stuff away right now. Like I should probably save this for my closed groups. But think about it. Like, how can you have a passion project and, book a call with me and we can talk about hundreds of ideas for passion projects that you, your department, or your company could have. And that could be a value add to your customers. You have to meet them where they are. You have to know that this is the type of buyer who would want this. And so if you're selling to the education vertical, to like government, to enterprises, not all sectors are going to necessarily want this, and that's okay. It's not a one size fits all. Now we're back to shoving a round peg in a square hole. It's really meeting your buyers where they are and figuring out how to add value on top of the thing that you're selling so that you can charge more money. The thing is, people will be happy to pay you more money because they're getting so much more value. And so if you want to, exchange some ideas on what this looks like, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a business selling language services, for example, or I've worked with cannabis companies and I've worked with zoos, et cetera, then I welcome the chance to speak with you on what this might look like, because sometimes it's turning the dial 1% and rethinking or reverse engineering how we're looking at something in order to really get the most out of it, both for us and for them, right? Like, wouldn't it be okay with you if I over delivered, if I gave you more, if you agreed that what you were spending on was worth it instead of being driven to the bottom, right? That's worth it because now you're getting X, Y, or Z. Maybe they're getting like free samples. Maybe they're getting pay after. Maybe again, call me, comment below, or like use one of my booking links and let's have a free call to figure out like what this might look like for you. And I'm on a mission right now to help more entrepreneurs, to help more business owners, like we did today in my community, like hopefully we did today in the Key Lingo webinar, like hopefully I did right now in this live. I'm on a mission to help you win more clients. So thank you so much for watching.